Namaste, good morning. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We all know that we want to be healthy, and we also know that food is the most important factor when it comes to healthy body. So the topic for today is fireless cooking. In this topic, we're going to discuss about food, more food, and healthy food. So now let us go and see what are the discussions that we're going to have today. Before we dive into the fireless cooking topic, we're going to understand the essence of food, reflection on our diet, a modern diet, a roadmap to optimal health for our next generation. So we're going to discuss on these topics before we're going to dive into the fireless cooking topic. This is to make us understand the need or the essence of fireless cooking. So what is food? Food is the source of life. All beings are born from food. When born, they live by food, and after death, they enter into food. The web of life is a web of food. So, in nature, if you have observed, animals enjoy great health because they follow their instincts. As humans, we also have our instincts, but down the line, we've lost our ability to really listen to the signals that our bodies are telling us, or listen to it. When the body is not uh, functioning properly, it gives us signals. So those signals, when we are able to understand it, that is when we will be going forward with a particular diet. Or if it doesn't function, then we need to come back and step back and observe what has actually gone wrong with our diet. And so now let us see, what did our ancestors understand about diet or food? The essence of food is that our ancestors believed, or in the ancient Upanishads says, Annam Brahma, meaning the food is Brahma, or the creator, responsible for creation, maintenance, and destruction. They also said that food is medicine. If you see in the ancient healing arts, in Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, or folk medicine, Chinese medicine, European herbalism, all these systems in the world, they use food as the primary source of medicine. So food, when it is consumed as per the rules and regulations, it creates, builds, and maintains health. And when not, it results in ill health. So we know that food is medicine and food is a creator as well. So what does food contain actually? Food contains many nutrients, and we know the major source of nutrients like the proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. And they also have minor nutrients like vitamins, minerals, most importantly, enzymes, alkaloids. Alkaloids are again chemical substances which are found in nightshade vegetables. For example, nicotine, cannabis, opium. All these are the alkaloids. And oxanes. Oxanes are they are the chemical substances which are required for cell renewal, and it has got an anti-aging property as well. Paciferins, it is also available in our natural food. It is an antibiotic substance. So the immunity that we get from the food is from all these nutrients. And the food also contains phytonutrients, fiber, the most important element as well, and subtle hormones also. So these are the primary elements, and there are thousands of elements which have been discovered, and obviously there are thousands more which have not been discovered yet. And So these are the physical elements that we can try to understand about food. But beyond this physical element, there is also a subtle element to food. The subtle element is the prana. So when we say prana, prana is the Sanskrit word for energy or the life force, meaning when the prana is there in our body, it means we are alive. When the prana is not there, it means we are dead. It's as simple as that. And this prana is there in all living things. So the food is a dynamic force that interacts with humans on the physical body level, with the mind, emotional level, and the energetic spiritual level. So many of us think that food is an external factor, but although it is an external source, we also need to understand that once we put the food in our mouth, it becomes very much part of our body. Every um, fabric of our cell, tissues, organs, organ systems, everything is animated by the food that we eat. And the food that we eat, it becomes a fabric of the physical body, the mind emotional body, meaning the mind gets uh, uh, you know altered depending on the food we eat, and also it becomes also it affects our spiritual dimensions as well. So, what are the pranic, the high prana foods? The high prana foods are fresh, organic. They are raw vegetables, fruits, and and primarily they would be lightly cooked foods, herbal teas, fresh juice, and all the colorful fruits and vegetables that are available on from Mother Earth, and also the whole grains, pulses, legumes, um, probiotics, prebiotics. Most essentially, these prana rich foods are grown in healthy human environments, humane environments, meaning they're not produced by insecticides or fungicides. They are grown in natural, organic farming. They're grown in in the most, like, even if you go opt for milk, so we say that milk is high prana food, but then when you consume milk from factory farms, then it means that it has got negative prana in it. So, and that is what applies to many of the foods. So now let us see what is health. In Ayurveda, perfect health is defined as a balance between body, mind, spirit, and social well-being. So when I've just shown a graphical representation of the food and its journey. So when you put the food in your mouth, it gets digested and then absorbed into the system via other blood. So whatever food that you ate, the glucose, the fats, the vitamins, the minerals from the food is extracted by the blood, and it is transported in the blood, and from the blood it reaches our nervous system. And when it reaches our nervous system, depending on the food you eat, the nervous system will um, give the hormones depending on the food we eat. It will either increase the hormones or decrease the hormones. And based on those hormone levels, our immunity and all other organs also function depending on the hormones in the body. And while this is happening simultaneously, the food also affects our brain, mind, and thoughts as well. So depending on the food you eat, the blood, nervous system, and the brain all gets affected. So if it is high prana foods, all this is getting affected to a positive state. When you have negative prana foods, all this is affected to a negative state. Now we've seen high prana foods, and what are these negative prana foods? Do we have that in our modern diet at all? What is it? So let's discuss on that. Here, we are just going to have a reflection on our modern diet. Primarily, we most of the foods that are available now are pro-inflammatory, meaning they increase the inflammation levels in our body. Just like the global pandemic coronavirus, we have a global epidemic of lifestyle disorders. What are these lifestyle disorders? Lifestyle disorders are diabetes, BP, depression, cardiovascular disease, everything, cancer, everything that you have at this point of time, or everything that you know at this point of time, is a lifestyle disorder. So, what are the foods that cause these lifestyle disorders? So, it is high glucose foods, which are the refined rice, maida, sugar, salt. All these are refined items. So in holistic living and parenting group, the first thing that we say if anybody has a health concern, the first thing we say, avoid five whites. Avoid five whites is refined rice, refined wheat, which is maida, refined sugar, refined salt, and then milk from the industrial chemical farming, which is from the animal factories. So what does milk contain when it comes from animal factories? It is absolutely polluted with antibiotics and hormones, which are very harmful for our body. And another thing which causes these lifestyle disorders are the toxic bad fats. The fats that we consume thinking that they are very good for health, like the refined cooking oils, corn oil, sunflower oil, canola, ginger, any oil which is refined is absolutely bad for our health. Bad meaning it is inflammatory. So inflammatory is it causes inflammation. So it's a negative chronic food. You just have to eliminate it from your diet. It's as simple as that. So and these unnatural processed foods are it starts from our like from the babies. From the infants, we feed these infant formulas, baby foods, and even the biscuits, ice creams, breakfast cereals. All these are toxic elements which are very harmful for the body. So to give you a reflection of what this modern diet is all about, let us go to the next slide and observe a very interesting factor here. So obviously, modern diet is equal to epidemic lifestyle disease. So you walk into a supermarket. I want you to, the next time, I want you to go to a dog food section, pick up a packet of dog food, and if you notice the ingredients in that, you will see all these listed ingredients here: cornmeal, soy meal, partially hydrogenated soy or corn oil, vegetable oil, vitamins, minerals. And if you pick any human food in the supermarket, you will find exactly the same ingredients. And what's so disturbing is that there might be plus or minus of few ingredients here and there, but these are the exact ingredients that you will find in human food as well. Needless to say, the lifestyle diseases are caused by these ingredients: obesity, heart problems, joint problems, low immunity, allergies, dental problems, cancer, early deaths, and many more. The list goes on. I've listed only few. Ironically, it so happens whatever these lifestyle diseases that we are having, the dogs are also having. So what I'm trying to say is that if you allow your pet dog to eat natural food, it is going to live happily without any of these disorders. So we are providing our pet dog with the dog food which the companies have given, with the MNCs have given us, and we are feeding them the same food, and the dog is also suffering from these lifestyle diseases. Humans are also suffering from these lifestyle diseases. So it's like it's not good for the dog, it's not good for the human, it's not good for the entire environment. And these foods definitely cause global warming. So now let's go to what is the answer then. So what is the solution if I'm not allowed to eat supermarket? I mean, if I'm not to eat the foods available in the supermarket, and those are negative foods, and I'm not supposed to eat the refined oils, no sugar, no maida. So what is it that I can eat? The answer is so simple, and there is no secret behind it. The answer is going to be the traditional foods. These traditional diet has tested the all ages, has tested throughout ancient history. We've had these traditional foods. These traditional foods are very much part of the land. They are part of the region, and they are part of its people in that region. So every one of us has duty to promote the production, meaning the farming, cooking, and eating of good food. So let us go to the next slide and see what are the traditional foods and how is it related to the fireless cooking. So we're just going to have a brief about this traditional foods, because this topic has already been discussed by our Green Hands founder, Manikandan. If you want to know the list of traditional foods, you can see those webinar again. And you can also check our Swarna Prashna website. We've got loads of information there. And obviously, you can join our Swarna Prashna, the Holistic Living and Parenting group, to know more about the holistic living, traditional foods, and how you can change your lifestyle as well. Okay, to talk about traditional food, the wisdom of traditional diet is that ancestral food celebrates and honors our land. So, and the foods which includes in the ancestral diets are local foods, seasonal foods, whole grains, millets, cold pressed oils, nuts, grass-fed ghee, milk, whole milk, which are unpasteurized directly from the probably if you have a cow, you get the milk from the cow. It's as simple as that. Or you can promote organic farming by choosing to procure milk from the grass-fed cows and free-range birds and meat. Then again, when we say free-range birds and meat, they have to be free-range, not caged animals. So what are the traditional cooking methods that were used by our ancestors? They did sprouting of the grains, wheat grains and pulses. They sprouted, and they consumed a lot of raw foods. They soaked the grains or pulses a minimum of 4 to 8 hours to reduce the anti-nutrient in the foods, and they also used traditional cooking pots as well. So obviously, this is where our fireless cooking starts. I mean, the raw food, soaking, sprouting, all these are very much essential for the fireless cooking philosophy. So, what is it? Actually, I was introduced to fireless cooking 3 years ago by Dr. Maranji. He conducted a one-day workshop, which was held by Holistic Living and Parenting Group. Earlier to that, I was consuming regular, I was actually consuming holistic food. I had few salads, and I was always thinking that salad vegetables are different and cooking vegetables are different. But this fireless cooking workshop completely blew my mind. We were 50 of us in the workshop, and they cooked about 20 dishes, without fire. It was so amazing, and the vegetables that they used, I never thought they can be eaten raw. I was so excited as well, and it tasted so yummy, and I liked it so much. And I came home and I was so excited about it. And I was telling my mother-in-law that, Amma, do you know that, you can eat the lady's finger raw? And she told me, yes, of course. I mean, like, we've always had it, is what she told me. I mean, like, no, but how did you not tell me at all? When I asked her, she said, I don't know. Because when she said that when we were children, we used to have, red gourd, or we used to have the bindi, and so many other radish. They would just take it out of the farms and wash it in the stream nearby, and have the radish as a what the fast food, just like the fast food. When they are hungry, they have the radish or the whatever is available in the farms. Isn't that beautiful? Well, so that is what the fireless cooking is all about. Um, can we go to the previous slide? Yeah. The healing benefits of fireless cooking is it is enzyme rich. So when I say enzyme rich, once we cook a vegetable, the enzymes are pretty much destroyed. Although the minor nutrients and the major nutrients like the protein or the carbohydrates may be a little intact, but the enzymes are destroyed. The fiber may stay, but not to the highest content. It will also be reduced, and it aids digestion. Meaning in fireless cooking, you use raw vegetables and grains and sprouted pulses. So it aids digestion, and it is nutrient dense and is healthy for the body and the planet. So the list of vegetables the list of foods that we will be using in fireless cooking or the organic foods, vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, sprouted pulses, sprouted grains, honey, jaggery, and pink salt if we are using the salt. And the preparation methods would be soaking. We soak the grains, we soak the pulses, we sprout them before using them, and juicing is allowed, blending is allowed. Only we don't do cook in the fire. That is the only thing we don't do in fireless cooking.